versus SSG, and they were looking quite good, better than I thought that they would be. So I'm hoping that they can make this one a game despite the recent loss to Soniqs in the grid.
A lot of teams saw a lot of improvement from week 1 to 2 in the grid. They've had a little bit extra to play before their first regional, and now we are underway in game 1. J-Russ looking for J-Pow, could not catch him. And Sathu will keep this ball in the zone, and that's going to be the hallmark, I think, of this Soniqs attack. Just pepper the backboard, play around the corners. It works here as J-Russ gets the opening goal.
Yeah, beautiful pass here from Shock. Put it in a place where Alraz couldn't get to it. Easy goal here for J-Russ, excuse me. Similar names there.
And similar faces too to what we've seen a lot in the rival series and in the RLCS. Players that have been on the grind, not just for as long as they've been pros, but players that have been around that RLCS and rival series mark. Players that had gotten so close in previous seasons to making that next leap and getting in through the play-in. And now they finally have, especially a guy like Alraz on XSET, who had come so close on a couple of occasions, part of Team Frontline. Now his former team waiting to play tomorrow in Group B as J-Pow will take over here. He's got Alraz to his left, but could not find him as that ball's cut out.
Yeah, both teams looking to put together some passing plays. I will say that the defenses have been very quick to challenge and to shut things down or recognize when a passing play is coming together and make quick work of it. But hopefully we're going to see some more striking offense here in some of the transition. That's a great pass from Alraz to AlphaKep, actually. So we see more of that. I think we'll see them on the board here shortly.
Alraz will try to get this to AlphaKep. He has. Shock, a late break up the wall, so he couldn't get to that. But a missed opportunity for XSET as they can't take advantage. Alraz will keep this in the zone, but for how long? AlphaKep with another good challenge, but nobody's forward. Everybody's back trying to find boost. J-Pow still hasn't found any. He's in a tough spot, needs to go to the corner, does get some, but now J-Russ can take advantage, and AlphaKep has the clear. Neither team seems to be particularly aggressive here from the outset, as Soniqs got that opening strike, and they haven't done themselves any favors to try and add to that.
Doesn't really feel like people that they're able to string together the plays like they want to yet. There's a lot of like first touches that go to the other team and change possession, and then one team will boom the ball back the other direction. They're still probably feeling their play out. It doesn't seem like either team is really interested in dribbling the ball out of defense as well, which is understandable. Nobody wants to get ducked on, especially early in this game. That was a nice attempt here from Soniqs, and that one's going to go in. J-Russ with the easy shot.
Yeah, this is just a good read by J-Russ. He's got both goals for the Soniqs, and that first touch getting away from J-Pow, then he kind of gets nudged from behind. That has an effect on the play as well. J-Russ capitalizes. This is the guy that the Soniqs just announced Thursday, right after their grid performance. Not like they had much of a choice for a third player after he had already played a couple weeks of the grid, but he has been so good for them over the past couple of weeks. And I think he has been the difference maker for the Soniqs, a team that very much struggled throughout the offseason, but as we've said so often during the grid, doesn't matter what you did in the offseason. Once the season starts, you get a clean slate, and they have made the most of it. As Shock going up the ladder here. This will drop down. J-Russ to stay on this, but finally runs out of gas, and AlphaKep will take this out of the zone.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie when it comes to J-Russ's performance in this game. As he said, he's been a big difference maker and continues to be in this match. Looking for that Alraz carry that we've been talking about with XSET. Let's get him playing the best that he can. Oh, nice bump there. Close call for XSET. See if they can mount a little bit more offense. Very nice pass here from J-Pow to AlphaKep for the easy dunk in.
Yeah, this finally is a team carrying the ball out of their zone instead of booming it downfield. And what happens? It creates a scoring opportunity. And now XSET is right back in it. down a goal with 1:01 to go. Both cheat off the kickoff. It goes the way of XSET. Alraz keeps this in, but J-Pow thought about challenging J-Russ and said turns off. Now Alpha Cap looking for J-Pow again. Alraz was also there, but that ball definitely got away. Seems like that midfield presence for the Sonics, it has been stifling against XSET.
What a save.
Now they're starting to swarm around as well, as XSET has to put in a ton of extra work on the defensive end. J-Russ, another challenge to throw one in front. Shock is waiting patiently on the wall for that clear. And XSET, needing a goal, can't even get out of their own quarter, let alone their own third or half of the field.
15 seconds left. As he said, XSET having a really tough time getting out of defense here. They just need to see if they can find each other on some passes in the backfield. It's clearly not working, trying to take it out solo, especially with all the boost arb. That's a close one.
Whoa!
But not quite going to go in. And looks like Sonics find their first game, their first win.
I mean, that developed so quickly. It came out of nowhere after the Sonics just pounding the ball deep into the corner, back into the corner, keeping XSET stuck in their own zone. They finally break out. A ball goes just wide of the net. J-Russ was waiting for it. And then one last chance, a challenge, almost flukes its way into the Sonics net. But Susquehanna holds on. Didn't get any shots out of Sathu, but he was very instrumental at midfield, as we mentioned. He was getting a lot of bumps on what would have been XSET attackers. I think that's why they were limited on the goal-scoring column.
Sonics clearly being showing that they're able to put a lot of pressure forth, so I don't blame XSET for having trouble getting out of their defensive half there. Sonics were playing well that match, and you can't take anything away from XSET on that one. They kept it close. They almost tied it up at the end. Hopefully this game is going to start out a little bit better with a score from J-Pow. Finds an open net. Sort of misses the initial open net there, but able to get the rebound and make it a 1-0 lead for his team.
Yeah, fortunate that if you're going to miss, it goes off the outside of the post, not the inside. Otherwise, it careens off to the corner, and you have to go chase it. So it works out for J-Pow, the first lead of the series, for XSET, who, again, have not taken a game off of Sonics this season. As J-Russ will intercept here. Now Alraz try to pepper the back wall, try to set up an opportunity for J-Pow. That didn't work out. Now Shock quickly downfield. Boy, how good has he been as well over the past few seasons. Sathu misses here after Alraz's miss, and J-Pow this time will clean it up.
Yeah, uncharacteristic miss from Sathu. Alpha Cap looking to generate some offense here. Wonderful save from Shock. That was a great infield pass. Crisp and quick, but Shock able to dispatch from the dispatch of that ball, keep it out of the net. And XSET maintains its lead, and J-Pow again with the long shot this time finds another completely open net.
A challenge that ends up right at midfield, and J-Pow reacted quicker just by virtue of being closer to the ball. 2-0 as he adds his second goal of the series. And it hasn't been much that the Sonics have done wrong that have led to these couple of goals. Just sometimes you throw the ball towards the net, something good happens. As Alraz gets tangled up with Shock. Shock will just bring this all the way back to Sathu. Keep an eye on Sathu, by the way. After he missed that opportunity before, the player that can be very harsh on himself, but he'll get an assist here, setting up J-Russ for yet another long shot that finds the net.
Yeah, J-Russ does well to air roll and contort his car, hit that bottom corner opening in the net there. We're seeing a lot of these long shot balls go in right now. It's sort of unexpected at this level of play. I think the teams might need to rethink how much they're committing to offense here, because these are shots that you wouldn't really expect to go in except for off of big demos or huge pinch plays, something like that.
3 goals on 3 very empty nets. Sathu bouncing one just a little bit wide. Alpha Cap had to get to it anyways. Now J-Russ looking for his 4th. He's waiting for Shock's pass. It got there, but all 3 members of XSET converge for the save.
Really nice work there by XSET. Sonics putting a lot of pressure on. These guys are answering back. This ball continues to hang out in front of their net. They stayed composed and they got rid of it. And they continue to keep their 1-goal lead here.
Matthew challenged by Alpha Kep. Who's going to take over? Shock just taking his time, trying to line up J-Russ. And Alraz was waiting for him the whole time. Now J-Pow. Drop down for Alpha Kep. No, Shock intercepts. And Sathu is not going to get this out of the zone. And in fact, Alpha Kep is right there waiting. You know, XSET does do a great job moving together as a unit as that ball drops in front. Nobody charging towards the net. Now J-Pow will try to extend the lead, but that ricochets off the corner and away.
J-Pow?
Now J-Pow again! There it is!
Incredible passing play here from Alraz. Sees J-Pow in the back. J-Pow off the backboard with easy shot into the corner of the net. Nothing that Soniqs can do about that. Absolutely clinical offense.
The one time Soniqs had somebody in net to challenge an XSET shot, and it was just impossible to defend. Alpha Kep has that bounce up and over his head as Soniqs find themselves trailing by 2 goals again. Sathu drops down in behind the defense, and Shock will make sure it goes in.
Very similar looking play. Maybe he's not on the backboard, but Sathu's posted up in the same part of the field. Beautiful pass back down to Shock. The give and go brings them within 1 of XSET.
Sathu still playing with a ton of confidence, and that's great to see as this will ricochet away from him. He will go up and chase it. Just comes up short. He ran out of boost. J-Russ now gets a double through the corner. Got that ball in front, but Shock was way in behind him on the right side. He could not continue on, but now Sathu has a chance. Alraz makes a quick turn and can make that challenge. As back and forth they'll go now. Back to a 1-goal game now. Soniqs, again, trying to make it 5-0 in games against XSET between the grid and this regional. Sathu forcing his way through. Got it through again. Shock is there for the rebound. No. And J-Russ just can't go up the ladder for this because Alraz is up in a hurry.
Really great opportunity there from Soniqs, but XSET did so well to shut that down. I thought for sure they were going to get that goal and tie it up here. XSET playing really nice defense, especially in these clutch moments.
J-Russ running onto this. Sets it up for Sathu, trying to go in behind Alraz, but Alraz had cut off the angle perfectly.
All right, Shock booms this ball, and Alraz catches it here in the middle of the field. Nice tap on here from XSET. See if they can score another insurance goal. Looks like that ball is going to get cleared out to the other end, and now Soniqs have the offensive pressure.
Another great pass from the Soniqs. This one out to Shock, that's sent away. Now Alraz trying to burn off a little more time, and I believe we may need to take a moment as Alpha Kep has stopped moving with about 30 seconds left here. He is moving now, so we keep an eye on it now with 20 seconds. Game is continuing on down to 15 as Sathu will look for J-Russ. J-Pow's got the clear. Shock now. Can't get a touch here. Alraz trying to kill off the final few seconds. Shock downfield at the backboard. It will angle downward, but cleared away by J-Pow, and XSET will survive with Alpha Kep basically being a non-factor there in the closing seconds.
Yeah, good thing they mounted that offense early and built that lead.
That's why you score 3.
Yeah. Well done there. It looks like, J-Pow said that Alpha Kep might have disconnected there. So we might have a minute here in between those games, but a really fast pace, nice game of Rocket League here that we had in between those matches. XSET putting 8 shots on net, and Soniqs actually putting 9 shots on net as well. But XSET did great in a couple really close defensive clutches there. I was actually quite impressed by their goal line stands.
So both teams 1-1 coming into this, and now a game apiece in this best of 5. They both, by the way, have the same opponents coming in. They both have a 3-0 sweep over the team Drip, and they both have lost to the Peeps. Funny how that works out as the Peeps start off 2-0, but I liked what I saw, especially out of J-Pow. Really, these first couple of games, he has been super aggressive for XSET, and the infield passing from the squad has been outstanding. I think actually for both teams, Smellsworth have been they've done a great job finding open teammates right in the middle of the field, and the defenses aren't really getting out to them in a hurry.
Yeah, we got a battle of the bangers here. Both teams really cleaned it up in offense. I think in the first game they weren't looking as crispy as they were there. And towards the end of the game, the defense cleaned up. This beginning of the game number 2 started with a fair bit of long shots and some easy rollers that went in, stuff that you wouldn't expect at this high level to make its way into the net. And it seemed like the players really cleaned it up there towards the end. Some really nice passing plays, especially J-Pow off the backboard, that pass he received from Alraz. And then, of course, you can't deny that Soniqs were able to answer back very quickly. Shock to Sathu, back to Shock, able to put that ball in the back of the net and, keep the momentum going for their team and not let XSET just continue to run away with that one. And, obviously, there towards the end, the Team XSET playing quite defensively because they were down a man, but they did well. They turtled up in the goal and they made it difficult with their clears for Soniqs to mount any sort of effective offense, even though it was basically 3v2 there for a while.
Yeah, so the connection issues are on Alpha Kep's end. He is trying to get his internet squared away. So as soon as we have 3 XSET players ready to go, we will have another game. Believe me, we are not just on this screen with our ugly mugs because we like seeing them. Trust me, we would like to see Rocket League just as much as you. Of course, for XSET, they do have Trey as their coach, presumably also technically their sub if they need him. They would certainly like to get Alpha Kep back in here, but that is, I believe, an option that they can fall back on if they need to, as we still do not have Alpha Kep back in and ready to go. But usually these things do sort themselves out after a few minutes, and when he is back in here, he'll be the first to know.
Yep.
As we look around the rest of Group A and some of the results that are starting to come in, as some games have gotten a game or two under their belts. Jamal Jabari is staying alive down there. They're 2-0 up over Zookeepers. First Graders and the Charlotte Phoenix tied at 1 game apiece. And it looks like a very quick series between Valors and Drip has ended, and we have our first team knocked out of this regional as Drip have dropped to 0-3. Valor stays alive, and Continuum is up 2-1 on Adept. And I believe also I get to gloat a little bit. The Peeps are 3-0. Let's go. I'm not biased at all, I promise.
Are you a fan of the Peeps, the team, just because of the team, or do you like the Marshmallow Treats Peeps? Do you have a history with Peeps? The candy.
Believe me, I have a history with Peeps, the team.
Yeah.
But the food is also, I mean, I may or may not have eaten a few Peeps in my lifetime. I mean, I didn't get this beautiful form by staying in shape and eating healthy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. They were a staple at Easter every year for my family, so it's fresh in my mind. The marshmallow treats covered in colored sugar, amazing stuff.
Well, Alpha Kep is back in and seems to be ready to go. We are waiting for the green light from our admin to start game 3. Just to reset where we are at here, a pair of 1-goal games, 2-1 to the Soniqs in game 1, 3-2 to XSET in the second game as they survived Alpha Kep's disconnect. Players are back in. We are ready to go with game 3 on Utopia Coliseum.
Glad to see that was a turn it off, turn it on again sort of situation and not something worse, but Soniqs taking advantage right off the kickoff here. A quick transition play. Sathu beating out the defender there, and J-Russ with an easy score on net. Make it 1-0, 6 seconds in.
Every game has had a very quick goal. J-Russ now has 4 of the Soniqs' 5 goals in this series. he may be the pickup of the offseason in an offseason where NRG got squishy. Here's Shock. Lateral ends up on Alraz's hood, and his shot saved away by the man of the hour, J-Russ.
Well, J-Pow does well to stop that ball there, and now XSET trying to, again, close down this lead. And a little bit of a double commit here from Soniqs. They looked a bit disorganized here, but able to make a shot on net, and that pinch from XSET making a close call here, almost tying up the game, but not quite.
Matthews on this, but J-Russ was also on the wall, so it's all Sathyew here. Rebound is high from Shock, and then a misread coming out of the net, and J-Russ adds yet another.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Alraz hit the panic button here. Feels side flip, man. We've all been there. Trying to get up quickly for that ball. He was the last line of defense there and just hit the stick to the side and side flipped out of the way. Easy score again for J-Russ.
I know no flip is a very specific mechanic name, so we can call that the oh no flip. Because that's what you're saying as you're coming out of the net. Oh no! As the ball goes right by. Here's J-Russ. That's backflip by Alraz. I think Alpha Kep had called him off there. Sathyew looking for J-Russ. Why not? Go to the guy with the hot hand, but J-Pow intercepts, got a shot off. Now here comes Alraz. Next set find themselves, after that long layoff, down a couple of goals. J-Russ has run out of boost, and Shock has to pick up the slack. Sathyew's up a little late for that, but Alpha Kep still could not get by him. And the Soniqs continue to hold on to a 2-goal lead. Maybe 3 as nobody's home, but the shot's wide.
Such a close touch there. Of course, an open net. J-Russ getting the pass, I believe it was from Shock. Unfortunately, hit the post there. Almost made that 3-0 for the Soniqs, but not quite able to convert that. Hoping we can see some more offense from XSET. There have been few and far between in terms of the amount of threatening plays that they've been able to generate so far in this particular game.
Alraz throws one in front. J-Pow waiting for the rebound. It came out to him, but still blocked by the other defenders on the Soniqs. Now Sathyew and J-Russ both at least looking at that ball, but Alraz still got it by. But not to anybody in particular, so Shock's able to take over. Alraz has to scramble all the way back, and XSET has to go back to the drawing board, starting from their own back line.
2 minutes left. XSET needs 2 goals to tie it up. It is not unheard of, but it is difficult, that's for sure. At this high of a level, scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes can be quite tough. And Soniqs is looking really solid this game. Good defense. Most of their clears are nice. They have good defensive efficiency. So they're keeping possession on a lot of the defensive plays that they're making. And XSET just seem to be a bit lost in offense. I don't think they're finding each other on these passes. That's a good example there, losing the ball here at midfield. But luckily, Soniqs hand it right back to him. And maybe this infield pass might do something for him. But J-Pow forced back into defense.
I think XSET's got to get a little creative. They got to be willing to go cross field with some of these passes. Once they get the ball to the center, it doesn't seem like they're willing to go out to the sides to bring one back in and get the defense moving around on Soniq's end. As Shock will throw another downfield. You know, since the delay with Alpha Kep, it seems like they press the reset button, and it does follow a similar track. Alraz getting his first goal of the series.
Not sure if Alraz mind gamed J-Russ here or if he just had like a bad takeoff, but Alraz taking that from the right side of the net all the way far post to the left and sinking it in, reducing that lead to 1 goal. There's 1:08 left, and it is definitely doable.
Game 1, the Soniqs got 2 goals out of J-Russ. One came very early. That game ended 2-1 as Alraz will throw this off to the corner. Remember, there was a good 40-second stretch at the end where they could not get out of their own zone, and now they need to chase a 2-goal lead as Shock will convert from the wing.
Yeah, J-Pow not expecting to have to make a play on that ball there, was very, very close to the near post, and unfortunately his quick clear away from the net there was easy work from Soniqs to make it a 3-1 game.
J-Pow quickly towards the net, but right there is J-Russ. And he'll just drop this off of the corner, steal some boost. Daffy will come up on the other side, make it nearly impossible for XSET to get any kind of team play downfield, though that challenge opened up an opportunity. Alraz now has Alpha Cap on the weak side, but he's got to scramble out to get any kind of boost because he can't get to anything in the air without it. Now Alpha Cap to the corner with 12 seconds. They got to score right about now to give themselves a chance at a kickoff goal to tie, and it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. One more clear will definitely do it. That's what J-Russ has, and Susquehanna Soniqs are 1 win away from going to 2-1.
Almost making it 4-1 there at the end. The Soniqs looking dominant in that game from the very beginning. I'm not sure if that disconnect was what's affecting this XSET team, but something seems to have taken them off rhythm. They weren't looking as good as they were in those first 2 matches. I mean, they were able to win the last game, you know, playing 2v3, right? That was not the same team that we saw in this last game. So hopefully they can put it together and make it a better game number 4. 4 or is this 3? I'm losing
This
count.
will be 4.
Yeah, 4. Yeah.
Yeah, this will be 4 coming up. Castermouth.
Yes. Oh.
Rearing its ugly head. Yeah, so we go to Manfield Knight for game 4, and it's a must-win for XSET here to have a chance in this series. Otherwise, they drop down to 1-2, and boy, that is a pit of snakes down there at 1-2 that you do not want to be a part of, because any one of those teams can bring a major upset. Shock just a little bit wide, and J-Pow doesn't get this out of the zone, but at least got it to the corner out of harm's way, and that's going to be important for XSET defensively, limiting those second chance opportunities that the Soniqs are looking for.
Yeah, I like what you said there about the competition levels. I think that's one of the great things about Rocket League right now is just generally the parity has never been higher. There's so many evenly matched teams that can make upsets happen, come out of nowhere. It's just a really great time to be a Rocket League fan. And then, of course, with this format, we get to see more of that than ever. And teams really get to prove themselves.
Daffy looking for the corner, instead finding the side. He will get a demo. Almost got Alpha Cap on the way through as well. And J-Russ with the double bang bang. 1-0.
Bang bang indeed. Nice little double touch angle here from J-Russ. And J-Pow caught flat-footed. He tried to get up quickly, but ends up side flipping. Not sure if he could have got to it anyway. Might have had to go with the pre-jump. Totally understandable missing that one. J-Russ seemed to be quite on that play. So 1-0 for the Soniqs, and it's looking like more of the same from what we saw last game.
Alpha Cap a little slow reading that off the wall. That allowed Shock to come up and make another challenge. And then J-Russ at least only got the one touch there and didn't follow any further. That's got to be a sigh of relief coming from XSET, because that's the last guy you want to see on the ball. Z comes through here looking for J-Pow, and J-Pow did a nice job hiding behind the post to avoid that demo.
J-Pow with an
Matthews missed this. This is an opportunity, but that sailed high and wide, and I think that's an opportunity XSET would like to have back.
Yeah, unexpected there from J-Pow. They had a lot of different options, and that was not the one I expected, but I think he just got a hold of that ball a little bit more than he expected to. And yeah, it's just still feeling like they're not able to get that offense going like they had in the early games.
This counts as a shot that Alraz will save away. That got by J-Russ. He's human after all. Alraz to the backboard. J-Pow dropped down. No, and they had a chance. If Alraz had gotten that down, first of all, it was an open net, but they could not convert on what was effectively a jailbreak downfield. They had all 3 members down there. Nobody defending, but still they remain without a goal, facing relegation down to the 1-2 bracket.
Nice passing play off the backboard out of defense there. Ooh, really nice touch there by Sathy to relieve the pressure. I thought that might be the one that XSET uses to tie this thing up, but unfortunately it's still 1-0 in favor of Soniqs, and Soniqs is still looking very good and making some great offensive plays here with demos and bumps in the backfield.
Okay, out to Alraz. Now they do go out to the side. Alpha Cap put one in front that J-Russ easily clears away. The ideas are there, the execution not so much, but it is still just a one-goal game. That got quickly over to J-Pow. Zathu thought about it, but Alraz waits him out. Couldn't get anything downfield, but again, the opportunities are opening up for XSET. Alraz right straight forward downfield. He had Alpha Cap across. Now J-Russ. He's got Shock as an option, just left it to roll up the back wall, and Shock almost converted.
We're seeing decent composure in the early defensive plays in the backfield here from XSET, but the plays that they're using to get out of defense and transition to offense are not working out. So they're hitting the ball down the field, but then Soniqs is able to do, or make an offensive play with the ball right away, or take possession of the ball right away. It's not working to send it downfield and gain possession themselves. And here's another example of that happening right here.
Would you believe me if I told you J-Russ has scored again? He's the only one who seems to score. 7 out of the team's 9 goals in this series have come from that man, as he has been the Grim Reaper that XSET have not been able to expel. Now, Alpha Kep needs an option. J-Pow thought about it, turned off after it was Shock going up for the challenge. And I don't know, I feel like you got to commit to offense at some point. It doesn't matter how many you give up on the other side if you can't score on your own. Here goes Alpha Kep now. To the back wall right at Zathu with 35 seconds. J-Russ out to Zathu again, and all Zathu's interested in is that midfield boost, making sure that XSET doesn't get it. Now Zathu, a rare shot, and a double, and it took him, 24 minutes and 34 seconds. Zathu has 1 goal in the series. It is the dagger.
Never too late for a goal like that, Stacks. Anytime a goal like that wants to come to you, go ahead and make it. Zathu with a beautiful double touch off the backboard there, and I feel like probably the nail in the coffin here. Soniqs making quick work of this XSET team, and they're looking really good.
1936, by the way. Math checks out.
Okay.
5 seconds left in this series that the Susquehanna Soniqs, doesn't matter who scored the goals, they didn't care. They had 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 in the series. As that will drop down, that will do it.
GG's.
Susquehanna Soniqs, 3-1 in the series, 2-1 in the bracket. They are 1 win away from moving on to next weekend's second stage. And when you look at the shot totals in that game, that tells the story, I think. As good as J-Russ was, he was the one that ultimately put the ball in the net more than anybody else. It was everybody just hammering the net, hammering the back wall, putting things off the post, off the crossbar, and finally, the defense of XSET just broke down.
Now, XSET's scoreline, or statistics line here, is also telling a story. 4 saves and 3 shots, and that's basically it there. Alpha Kep with a goose egg. Not really the showing that we'd expect from them. I'm not sure if he continued to have connection problems, but Soniqs showing what they're made of, showing that this is a matchup that they feel confident in and that they can win and find themselves moving on to the next round. So well done by Soniqs.
Susquehanna Soniqs moved to 2-1. XSET facing elimination, now down at 1-2, and there's plenty more to come, including 1 more match in this round. You want to know what's going on with the RLCS? Whether it's the grid, whether it's another region, whether it's these regionals, go ahead and follow at RL Esports on Twitter. Join the conversation using the hashtag RLCSX. Plenty more to come. The Kansas City Pioneers are back in action. They've got plot twist as 2 more 1-1 teams will do battle coming up right after this.